There's a sound trending on TikTok yet again, and you know it, I'm sure you do. It's the one that goes do 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 do. Yeah, every single time one of you posts that dance, it fills me with dread. And it's not even that the sound itself there's anything wrong with, or there's anything wrong with the dance. It's that it transports me to the first time that that sound was trending. And you all understand what I mean by that because if you're listening to this, we experienced that together. And every time I hear that sound, I know that when it's being posted, it's dark humor at its finest and it's us just trying to cope. But it's the perfect representation of how music can take you back to a trauma memory. And believe me, I am fully aware that what happened in 2020 and the years following is going to be something that us as the generations that are currently here, it'll be something that in the future we all talk about. And I see that situation and possible future situations through the lens of the internet and how so many of us, that was our only way to communicate with people. And me and my family were at that point, we ended up moving during that time frame. But even before that, I believe we were in a motel at the beginning. It's a blur at that point. I just remember that, yeah, we were in a motel and then we were in an RV because at that point, I was going cold turkey off of some pills that I was on, not the big one that I posted on TikTok when I went off of about 4 or 5, but this one specific one. I remember that because I took my youngest was there, but he was too little to even care about what happened. But I remember going to a McDonald's play place and I took a photo, and it was that day that I decided, after speaking to my husband and he set some boundaries, I decided that I wasn't going to take this pill anymore. And so I remember taking this photo at McDonald's, and that was the last time we went to that McDonald's play place at all. But McDonald's play places for years. And my son he was in kindergarten, and he ended up not going back to school. We all got locked down. Stores became different, parks became different, public became different. And the entire time we were still in this tiny, and I mean tiny, like no room to walk, no space to breathe. And that was our safe zone. That was when we're not in the public. It was such a nightmare. It was a nightmare in general, and it was a nightmare with children. And I mean, I understand that there were some families that it was much worse, and there was sickness. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make my problems bigger than some of the other problems that people were facing. That's not my intention. My intention is to remind all of us that we were all dealing with the change in our own families. I have no idea what your family went through when all of a sudden the world changed. I only know what my family went through. And because I know what my family went through, I send you so much love. If you were like me and you were kind of seeing familiarity of trauma, I don't know if that's the right words to use, but this is so much because we'll say, because obviously I don't want TikTok to hear these words and make it where you guys can't hear it, but if you follow the news like I do, then you understand that there's one ship that had sickness, and there's one ship that had monsters and predators and innocent children who didn't deserve any harm on what was supposed to be a fun adventure. And on both ships, there was families whose lives completely changed. And we're watching both ships. Some were being shown more than others. But us as humans are watching all of it, and we're remembering what happened years prior, and we're fearing what happens years in the future. And I understand that it's a lot. So I don't have any of the answers, just like I didn't have any answers back then. But if you are scared, I'm sitting with you in that, because I don't want to go through that again. I I don't. Everybody was so mean to each other, so hateful, so judgmental, and many of us were we just want to go shopping, you know? We just wanted to be able to take our kids to the park and not be getting side eyes. We just wanted to be able to hug people. And so much changed in what felt like a single day. And then one day, everything changed again. And then we were left in this constant monitoring. And then what was a really tough time just became more ammo for everybody to fight with each other some more. And then now there's this trending sound just with people dancing, and it's like sometimes even the coping is still, it's linked to music and sounds and apps, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I know. And yeah, I don't know what the future holds, and I know that there's a lot we aren't being told, and I know I'm not the only one who feels that way about that sound. And I'm not saying that anybody needs to tiptoe around my feelings or anything. I'm just stating that for me, something as simple as a trending audio just takes me back to a time long ago, but also not that long ago.